What's up guys, Coach Sign here. I'm going to show you how to stay on track during the 4th of July, how to plan, what to eat, and how to have fun without messing up on your fitness goals. Now, if you don't know who I am, my name is Coach Sign. I used to be obese. I got to single-digit body fat while working 3 jobs and over 100 hours per week. I'm the author of Busy Fit Formula, and now I'm a coach for busy professionals. I've transformed a lot of people and work with a lot of people from around the world. So let's just jump right into it. Why do people fall off on the holidays? It's simply because they don't have a plan for it, they don't know what to do, or you just don't think it's possible to stay on track without sabotaging your results. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Now, it comes down to making a plan, because it's completely okay to drink alcohol. It's completely okay to have good foods during the holidays, and you can do it without sabotaging your results. But you have to know what's going to happen, and you have to plan for it. If you don't plan for it, you go into the holiday feeling guilty because you've already predetermined in your mind that you're messing up, you're doing something bad, you're going against your fitness goals, and that's just completely not true. There's 3 things you have to know to make a plan. 1, you have to know what foods you're going to be eating, right? Is it going to be burgers, hot dogs, barbecue? You have to know that. You also have to know what alcohol you plan on drinking, if you do plan on drinking. So you're going to have beers, cocktails, what's going to be there. You also want to know what time of day you're going to be eating, because that's going to help you plan out your meals. So that said, here's some of the popular food items and how many calories are in it. I'll just go through this really fast. Hot dogs with the hot dog in the bun without any condiments is around 270 to 300 calories. If you're eating a huge sausage, it'll probably be more. Burger is going to be around 450 to 600 calories depending on the size of the patty. And this is again without condiments. I'll get into that in a second. Now here's the extra food items that are popular in America for the 4th of July. We have potato salad, potato chips, corn, and coleslaw. Now this is where a lot of people get messed up, right? You might have a burger and then you add a little potato salad, some chips, some corn, some coleslaw. That ends up adding up to a lot more than you expected. And so you have to be mindful. For example, potato salad for just a half a cup is 300 calories because it's a lot of fat. There's a lot of mayo in there, and you don't realize because it's a very small amount of food, but it's got a lot of hidden calories in there. Chips, for like a serving of chips, 15 chips, you're looking 150 calories. An ear of corn is like 150 calories, and then coleslaw is around 300 calories for a cup. So just keep this in mind going into the 4th of July. So condiments, we have ketchup, which is like 20 calories per tablespoon. Mustard is virtually no calories. And then mayo, this is the dangerous one. It's around 100 calories per tablespoon. So when you're putting it on your burger, just be mindful that it is pure oil and pure fat. So you have to be careful with that. So let's talk about alcoholic beverages. Now, it's completely okay to drink alcohol, and it's not going to sabotage your results, but I do want to give you some pointers, right? I recommend drinking the low-calorie alcohol options. So we have light beer is around 100 calories per beer. We have seltzers, like a White Claw. They're usually around 100 calories. Most seltzers are around the same. They're all competing with each other. And then we have like liquor. So obviously, if you drink a whole bottle of liquor, it's going to be a ton of calories. But if you just have a shot over some ice, you're looking maybe 100 calories, 150 calories, depending on what you choose. But you do want to avoid the IPAs. You want to avoid the ciders, the mixed drinks. This is where the calories add up very fast. Now, you can have these things, but just know that you're going to have to watch it. You're going to have to make sure that you're watching your consumption on these things. Like an IPA beer is around 160 calories or sometimes more. Like a cider is usually around 160 to 200 calories. It's got a ton of sugar in there. And then a mixed drink, if you're adding like cream and sugar to your drink, that's going to be 300 plus. So, it's okay to have these things. Just know that when you're budgeting your calories, which I'll get into a second, you have to make sure that you're taking that into account. So let's talk about calories. So I'm going to use 2,000 calories as an example, but this is what it could look like, right? If you didn't eat anything else, this is what 2,000 calories of 4th of July food looks like. You could have a burger, 2 hot dogs, serving of chips, serving of potato salad, corn on the cob, and 2 beers, and that's around 2,000 calories, right? That's a lot of food, but that's if you didn't eat anything else. Now, the problem is most people eat this in addition to other meals, right? You get up, you have a big breakfast because it's your day off, you're at home with your family, and then you have that barbecue and boom, you set yourself up for failure. And so I recommend just skipping breakfast in general because you're going to have a lot more freedom for the 4th of July food, right? And so you really have 3 options. You can, 1, not eat any other meals. You can just have 4th of July food. So, wake up, fast, go get a workout in, get some steps in, burn a few calories, but hold off on food. You could maybe have like a protein shake or something after you work out if you want to do something like that, but really keep it as small as possible. And this is just because if you want to set yourself up for success, having more caloric freedom for that 4th of July barbecue is going to reduce your risk of going over on your calories, okay? The third option is you can just eat a small 4th of July meal. You can have breakfast, you can have all your meals, but just have something very small when it comes to actually, hanging out and eating 4th of July food. To be most successful though, you have to budget your calories. And this is just in general, right? You have your finances, you budget for your spending, for your car, for your rent, for your mortgage, for everything like that. You budget your time, you make plans, you schedule things out, right? But for some reason, when it comes to our health, we don't budget, right? I think it's a false narrative that people have pushed that it's not healthy to track calories. It's not healthy to, try to measure the amount of food that you're putting in your body. I think it's the exact opposite. I think it's one of the healthiest things that you can do, because not only are you going to stay healthy, but it's going to allow you to have that freedom. Because if you didn't track and you didn't budget these things out, you would always feel guilty going into the holidays. You would have no idea that, man, I can drink the alcohol, I can have these good foods, and I can stay on track. So it's super important that you budget your calories, right? Now, if you mess up, maybe you go over your calories, whether you planned on it or not, the number one thing is to not feel guilty about it. Guilt is your number one enemy, and guilt leads to messing things up worse. You go a few hundred calories over, and then the next day you're like, what the hell? I messed up yesterday. It doesn't even matter anymore. And you messed up again, the next day, and eventually you're completely off of your fitness goals. That is the worst thing that can happen. So I want to show you something that's really, really cool. I want you to think about this. If your body burns 2,000 and you, for some reason, went over 500 calories, you ate 2,500 for the day, it's only going to take you 1 day to get back on track, right? If you're in a caloric deficit the next day, it'll take you 1 day to get back to where you were. If you go 1,000 calories over, it's only going to take 2 days. And if you go 1,500 calories over, you're going to be back to where you were in just 3 days. Here's the best part. If your body burns 2,000 calories and you've been on a weight loss plan and aiming for 1,500, say you go 500 calories over that 1,500, you literally did nothing. You just didn't gain or lose weight. You just ate right at maintenance. Then if you go 1,000 over, it's only going to take 1 day to get back on track. 2 days if you went 1,500 calories over, and this is to get back to where you were, right? So we think that we messed up big time, but we really didn't. Last tip for you guys is to just get extra movement on the 4th. Stay on your feet as much as possible. If you're watching the fireworks, stay on your feet. If you're socializing, stay on your feet. It's going to burn a lot of extra calories. Same with like walking or working out. You can do that in the morning. Maybe aim for like 10,000 steps. That's going to burn an extra 300 to 500 calories, depending on your body weight. And so that's going to allow you a little bit more freedom, a little bit more cushion, right, for the 4th. And that's what I recommend. Just stay on your feet, stay as active as possible on the 4th. But other than that, I hope you guys have a great 4th of July. I want to tell you about my free community, because if you like videos like this, I have a ton more. Do live Q&A calls. I have a transformation course, time-saving recipes, time-saving workouts, and then you have a community of others that you can post to and get your questions answered. I'll link it in the description here, and I'm going to be making some more videos like this, but I would love to see inside the community. It's free, and it will definitely help you out. But other than that, my name is Coach Sion, and I hope you have a great 4th of July.